Welcome to HyperScale Video Workshop. I'm Brett Green, and today I'm going to have a quick look at some of the Eduard September kit releases, which have just arrived quite quickly actually from the Czech Republic to locked down Sydney. So without too much further ado, I won't look at these in detail, but I'll give you some of the highlights and salient points of the four kits that I've received here. And the first one is a brand new tool kit from Eduard, and that's the Sopwith Camel Dual Combo Limited Edition kit. It's always quite exciting to get a genuinely brand new Eduard kit, and this one shouldn't be confused in any way with their 2003 offering, which was a really nice kit for its day, but I think this one will blow it away. So let's have a very quick look at the contents. And we have all of the plastic sprues packed into a single bag. So let's just have a really quick look at the contents. World War I aircraft are small compared to later aircraft. So on the main sprue we actually have the wings, upper wings, lower wings, and the fuselage halves. So interestingly, there's 3 fuselage halves there as well as 2 upper wings. So there are going to be different versions that you'll be able to build from the same box by the look of it. By the way, this is once again one of my first look videos, so I'm not doing a review, but I'm letting you share the experience of opening the box for the very first time. So I like the rib detail there on the rib tape detail on the wings. That's very nice. And we also have structural detail that's molded onto the inside of the fuselage, and obviously on the undersides of the wings as well. So the wings are broken down with a full span upper wing. Yes, that's right. And then 2 halves, left and right halves of the lower wings, and the top and the bottom of the wings are actually molded as a single piece, so that'll make life a bit easier as far as construction goes. So there's a second identical sprue in that bag as well. We don't have to have a look at that. The second sprue of the kit is the engine, cockpit, instrument panels, couple of different propellers and so forth. So the engine looks really nice. It looks like there's a couple of options there as well as far as that goes. So there'll be lots of options by the look of it. I'll take out that identical sprue again. And the third and final grey sprue contains 4 different cowlings, a couple of different machine gun arrangements for the upper wing, the tailplane surfaces, as well as the struts, and it looks like there are various versions of the struts there as well. So lots and lots of options on these 3 sprues, and as I mentioned, there are 2 full aircraft in this box, therefore we have duplicate sprues for all of them. We now have the clear sprue, and that just contains the windscreen and a few other clear parts. So we'll check out the instructions and find out what that's all about. And that's that for the plastic parts in this kit. Next up we have, let's have a look, we have the photo etched fret. Once again, there are 2 of these. I won't bother taking them out of the bag. You get the idea. Nice wood grain on the instrument panel, and quite a few small detail parts, mostly destined for the cockpit, I would say. So there are 2 of those. The flip side is the same as the other side for the second model. We also have the self-adhesive die-cut masking sheet, and we have 2 decal sheets one large one and one small one. So yep, they look good. I'll have a more detailed in-box review of this kit with a closer look at the contents later on this week. We also have the typical Eduard instruction booklet with 20 pages, and it's backed up with the various, very colourful, I must say, camouflage schemes. Two of the markings, in fact, are for the famous fictitious World War I fighter ace Biggles. So if you're a fan of Biggles, then you're in luck here. But there are plenty of other options as well, as you can see, quite colourful options with various stripes and colours and highlights and so forth. So yeah, good stuff there. Very nice. So that was number one in the box. The second is another limited edition kit, and this is one of Eduard's collaborations with Hasegawa. So this is a B-25J. It contains 5 attractive options for markings and colours, and this will be the Hasegawa sprues that we can see, imported by Eduard, made in Japan, and once again they're packed into a single plastic bag. So let's have a quick look at these. That's sealed. So we'll get the trusty Alpha knife again. Right, that's the garbage coming in. And this is a typical, very nice Hasegawa 72nd scale bomber. They seem to reserve some of the best work for this scale in larger aircraft. And we can see we've just got lovely, fine, recessed panel lines on the fuselage. There's equally nice detail that's moulded onto the inside of the fuselage as well. The next sprue we have wing spars, and it looks like nose parts, machine guns. I think there will be a number of options here for different configurations of strafers as well as bombers. It looks like there'll be 2 of these, which are the engine and propeller sprues. The wings come next, and they're broken down as upper and lower port and starboard halves. And once again, you'll see the level of detail is really nice. Surface textures are simple, but they'll be really nice to work with, I would imagine. We do actually have, in fact, let's see if we can get a bit closer there. We do actually have a bit of rivet detail. Let's get my head out of the way. Rivet detail as well as the panel lines. No, it's very nice indeed. Nice rib tape texture on the fabric control surfaces as well. That's the duplicate engine, and then we have tailplane surfaces, the fuselage gun packs, more machine guns, and other parts for the cockpit, so the instrument panel, seats and so forth. So yeah, there's enough detail. It's a relatively straightforward kit, not a huge parts count, which I think is merciful in a lot of ways. We have the clear sprue as well, which contains 2 different noses, one with a 4-hole for the strafer guns and one with 2 holes for the strafing machine guns, as well as the side panels and the canopy itself. So no great surprises there. And there's a little polycap sprue in there too, obviously, so you can spin your propellers to your heart's content. Next up, we have all the little goodies that make this an Eduard limited edition kit. and they include the wheels. So we've got main wheels and a nose wheel for this. Very nicely done. It's a diamond tread. I don't know if we can actually see that here, but it's a diamond tread on the wheels. We also receive 2 photo etched frets. So one of them is a colour photo etched fret with the instrument panel, harness straps, and other mostly interior details. And there's also a brass photo etched fret, which offers us the engine details, ignition harness, and some of the other external details as well. There's a nice big decal sheet with the markings for those 5 aircraft, and once again our typical how many pages? 24 pages this time, instruction booklet from Eduard for the kit. So this is another great, oh, and actually here we are, there's an errata decal as well, with a little bit of nose art on there. And of course the self-adhesive masks. So this is another great combination between Hasegawa and Eduard, with a good basic kit that's been upgraded to a much higher level with the Eduard colour and brass photo etch, and also the resin parts as well. So I'm looking forward to this one. The third kit in the box is Eduard's ProfiPACK Focke-Wulf 190 D11 13. Now this one is going to be pretty much the same as the kit that was released in 2010, 11 years ago. Doesn't time fly? But we have the new style of box. Even the box art's the same though. It was a very nice kit back then. I'm sure it is now. I think the only real difference will be, yes, I suspected so, that the parts are now presented in great plastic. So I won't go through this one in great detail, but just to let you know, we have the newest standard of colour photo etch. As usual, we have the masking sheet. The kit itself contains 2 completely different wing sections. So the wing configuration on the D11 was different to the D13, and Eduard has accurately depicted that. That's interesting. They're sort of stuck together. Here we go. Nice. Alright, so here we have one. This one is, I think, was it the D11 that had the 30mm cannon in the outboard position? I think it was. So that's the D11, and the D13 had 20mm cannon in the outboard position, no, the inboard position, I guess. But they both had the flat upper cowl that gave it a much nicer streamlined look. So that's number 3. And the last kit in the box is P51k Mustang. So this is another development of Eduard's excellent Mustang family, highly recommended. There are 6 marking options here. I believe that all of the parts for a P51k were in some of the earlier Eduard Mustang kits anyway, and they will be things like the Aero Products propellers, probably different lower fuselage vents, side vents, and so forth. So this kit will be familiar to anybody who already has one or more, as in my case, of the Eduard 148 scale Mustang kits. Of course, the biggest difference is going to be the decals, and these are provided on 2 large decal sheets, and we have lots of variation with checks and stripes and lightning bolts and and diamonds and so forth. So some really nice marking options there, and once again we'll take a look at that in a bit more detail later in the week, or maybe early next week for this one. Well, I also have some Eduard space and zoom and look and also mask sheets in here, but once again we'll get around to those on HyperScale in the coming days and weeks. In the meantime though, that's all from me, Brett Green, with Eduard's Roundup for September. It's bye for now. Oh, and just before I go, there was one more thing I wanted to mention. Two of these kits, the Sopwith Camel and the B-25J Mitchell, are limited edition. And from experience, I found that these limited edition kits go very quickly. So don't necessarily wait for the detailed review. I can tell you that you can be confident about both the Sopwith Camel and the Mitchell box. And if you want one, grab them while you can. Anyway, goodbye again from Brett Green.